Congressman Andy Biggs will be in that meeting as a member of the Judiciary Committee. Great to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Harris.
So what do you want to first ask the Deputy AG?
Well, I think we want to probe very seriously these accusations, which are very serious, as you know. And we want to put it in context to everything else that we've seen with the slow rolling and slow walking of information coming to Congress. And I think that's contextual. But also, you have to really give him some benefit of the doubt, because the people who are accusing him are Peter Strzok and Andy McCabe. So we kind of have to balance that out and really get to the bottom of it and press him on that a bit.
What impression did you take away from the president having a 30-minute meeting, which he described as a great convo aboard Air Force One yesterday with Rod Rosenstein?
Well, I think the one thing that President Trump is he's very loyal, and he also is very astute, and I think he wants to make sure that he doesn't get perceived as interfering in any of Rosenstein's oversight of Mueller, the Mueller investigation. So I took it to mean that he's trying to play back and let this thing roll, and you know, President Trump is, you know, his intuition is great, but I think we still have to get to the bottom of this. It's our duty to get to the bottom of it.
Well, and that's the point, too. I mean, it puts pressure on Congress then to do its job and to ask those tough questions at Rod Rosenstein. And depending on the answers, what would happen next? For instance, this doubling down today, the strengthening of the point that that conversation really did happen with Rod Rosenstein offering to wear a wire.
Well, if that's the case, you have to understand what that means. That means that he was participating in a soft coup. I mean, they were talking seriously. If this is true, they were talking seriously about invoking the 25th Amendment to try to remove President Trump. That's serious stuff, and that's why we have to get to the bottom of it, because it's no laughing matter. And I've said it before, if you're making these kind of jokes like that, it kind of indicates your frame of mind and your frame of reference. And President Trump's surrounded by sharks in Washington, D.C., and we just want to make sure that there's not one more there on his inner circle.
The swamp has seawater for the sharks, is what you're saying.
Maybe it's gators. Maybe it's gators.
Yeah, both are lethal. What would you say about Rod Rosenstein's relationship with the president going forward? I mean, it had been talked about that maybe he would be fired. Is this a position where you then give the president the information he would need to make that kind of decision, perhaps after the midterms?
Yeah, I think we have to do our due diligence, and I think we transmit the information to the president. He has to make that call. I know there's an impeachment motion out there on Mr. Rosenstein, and I think the frustration for Congress is he's perceived as allowing the Mueller investigation to go way beyond its scope. And he started it when there was no criminal activity to investigate. Additionally, this notion of slow walking stuff and being a hindrance to Congress doing its duty, I think that's a problem. So Mr. Rosenstein has said he doesn't see that he's done any of that. We have felt, I have believed that he has done that. We just need to let the president make his decision.
Congressman Biggs, thank you so much for being with me.
Thanks, Harris.